Welcome to the Promys Enterprise PSA business software designed specifically for technology solution providers. Today we're going to be doing a quick walkthrough on the help desk ticketing, resource calendar, work assignments, and timesheet modules. When I first log into Promys, what I see is my role-based dashboard. In this case, I have it configured for a help desk technician, so they see their open appointments, service call assignments, and service calls. And if they want to get into a particular service call from their dashboard, they can simply click on it and it'll take them right to that service call. If I want to see all the open service calls, I can go over to here, click on service calls, and it'll show me a master list of all the open service calls. Those are assigned to me and to other people on the help desk. Now, Promys has some very strong configuration options, not just in the dashboard, but also in the search screens. So for my particular role, I don't need all these fields, or maybe I need some other fields that aren't currently displayed. I can just pick the ones that are of particular importance to me, and I can make changes to what's actually in my search screen. Now, if I find that having the problem really close to the priority is helpful, then I can actually move those, and Promys will actually remember those changes for the next time I log in. Promys also has very powerful search capabilities. So if I'm actually looking for a problem and I only want to see the printer problems, I'm going to put in printer and Promys will bring me back just the matches. Once I get to the record that I want, I can double click on it. And what you'll see in Promys is you can create a ticket one of three ways. Someone can email support@yourcompany.com, and if Promys recognizes the contact in the company, it'll automatically create the ticket under those credentials. The customer could also go into the self-service portal and create a ticket that way. Again, same issue where it'll create it under that company and that contact. Or someone can manually create a ticket from scratch. Now, as I am creating the ticket, it will default, if it comes in via the portal or via email, to whatever the default call type, which is user defined, and priority is that you've designated. Now, once I have selected a priority, Promys will automatically kick off escalation workflow if you've turned it on. So that if my commitment is 4 hours for response and 24 hours to resolve a priority 1 issue, then in 3 hours and 30 minutes, it might re-notify the resource that this has been assigned to. 3 hours and 45 minutes and nothing's happened, this resource and their boss. 3 hours and 55 minutes, this resource and their boss and their boss's boss. Now, who gets notified in what time frame, that's entirely up to you. The next thing that I can do is if I'm not the subject matter expert, once I understand what the customer issue is and I've logged it, in this case a barcode printer won't print, I can hand it off to another resource. Now the minute I do that, they'll get an email notification, a new ticket's been assigned to them, and this will automatically move to their personal dashboard. The next thing I'm going to do is start to log, well, what are the issues that the customer is having and where are we going to try and attempt to solve it. In this case, since the printer won't print, I told them to power it on, power it back up, and then I told them to replace the USB cable. And as we log those issues, there'll actually be what we told them to try and then what the outcome was for the customer. And then the customer can see all this information via the customer self-service portal, or I can email them updates directly from the ticket. Now, if I can't resolve this problem over the phone, then I might dispatch someone on site. And in this case, I'm going to issue a work assignment to a particular resource. That resource is going to automatically receive an email notification when this is assigned to them. It's automatically going to book this time block, 2 hours, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. in their personal calendar and in my master resource calendar. Now, the nice thing about the master resource calendar is, let's say that resource phone's in sick, and I need to drag and drop that work assignment to another resource. Well, I can do that right within the resource calendar itself. And you'll see in the resource calendar, we have service calls in orange, project assignments in blue, and indirect time in green. Many of our customers want to actually know how much of that person's time during their 40 some odd hour work week went to support-based work, and how much of that time went to project-based work, and how much of it was indirect, vacation, sick time, etc. Now, back to this issue where a resource phone's in sick. This is the resource that currently owns the assignment. I see that this resource is available, so right in the work calendar, I can actually drag and drop it to this other resource. Now, the minute I do that, and I refresh the calendar, the prior resource will get an email saying it's been taken out of their personal calendar. It will be taken out of their personal calendar. This resource will get an email saying they've been assigned a new resource, work assignment. It'll automatically show up in their personal dashboard, and it'll update my master resource calendar all in real time. Sorry, I'll drag and drop it back. Here. Go. All right, now the next step is the resource is going to go and do the work. So of course, Promys has an enterprise mobile application, and we say that it's not an app, right? So this is really a smart GUI front end for any mobile device: iPad, Android tablet, iOS phone, Android phone, Windows phone. We even run on BlackBerry. And in addition to the standard thing that you'd expect, like I can fill in my project assignments and my service call assignments. So in that case, I just call up the project assignment. Actually, in this case, we were working on a service call assignment, so I'll do one of those. Here's my service call assignments. They'll be issued in chronological order. I'll just click on the one that I want to work on. It'll show me all the information: who the customer was, what their address was, how long it was supposed to take, what work I'm supposed to do, and then I'm just going to type in what work I completed, how long it actually took, and I can close the assignment. And that'll automatically close the assignment within Promys as well. Now once I've done that, that work assignment will automatically move to close status. And the next thing that I can do in that ticket is I could also log any materials that I consumed as part of the repair. So if I needed to replace the USB cable or a power supply, then I could automatically log those additional parts that were required in order to fix it. That service call could then be set to close status, and I could invoice. And Promys can invoice for this single ticket for the materials and labor consumed, or it can invoice across multiple tickets if your customers only want to see one invoice for all the service tickets that you worked on for that month. Promys can also draw down for any labor consumed against any service agreement or prepaid block of hours. So that's just a quick overview of the Promys Help Desk and Ticketing module. If you'd like more information, please reach out to info@promys.com, or you can contact us via the Contact Us button on our website.